In this video, we're going to talk about a function called ImportRange. This is one of my it is a favorite function of mine. It is one of the functions that I believe that sets Google Sheets apart from from Microsoft Excel. Obviously, Microsoft Excel being a client-based system is a lot more robust. There's a lot more features to it. And Google Sheets is web-based, so it is kind of more of a watered-down version. However, leaps and strides have been made with Google Sheets, and it can do quite a bit of has quite the same features as Microsoft Excel. However, since it is web-based and Microsoft Excel client version is not, the import feature function is pretty fantastic. And so what I have here is a document that's separate from all the other documents that I have. And I just called it fifth grade totals. And so if I'm a coach or if I'm a teacher and I have multiple standards going on at once, but they're all on different sheets because I want them to kind of be in their own unit, whatever the situation may be. I want also a one-stop shop where I can find all the totals or the important data in one spot so that I can sum everything up in an easy fashion. And so importing data from other spreadsheets is kind of what this one is all about. So you can see that I've got three basic columns here. It's technically 6 columns, but one is for each teacher, and then the scores for the kids in that class, in those classes. So I'm assuming I'm like an instructional coach or an assistant principal, what have you, that kind of thing. And so I don't want to copy and paste and type out all the names and everything. So I want to import that data from other sources. And so I'm going to hit the equal sign, and I'm going to type in import range, and my import range is the bottom one. So it says it imports data from another spreadsheet. And so it tells you how to do this. Okay, so the example is, the first thing you have to get is the spreadsheet key. We'll talk about that here in a second. And then the range string, so where you're going to pull that data from. So the first one is the key, and that key is a key identifier for each and every spreadsheet. And it is a crazy bunch of numbers, and it's kind of hard to look at and see. But once you get it figured out, it's pretty straightforward. So if you look at the address bar of your document, you've got the docs.google.com/spreadsheet/D. That is the same for every spreadsheet that you will be in. Okay, that is the same. Right after that D is another slash, and you see a whole string of characters that go together, and then there's another slash down the road. This string of characters in between those two forward slashes is the identifying key for this specific spreadsheet. Okay, so I need to go to the spreadsheet that I want to pull data from. And so I'm going to pull from this first one, and I want to pull the student names from this particular spreadsheet. And so I need to get that identifier key from this particular spreadsheet. So I come up here to my address bar, and I find that last forward slash, second last forward slash. I go down to the last forward slash. I copy, and I paste that in this formula. Okay, but actually what I need to do is because you see in the example, I've got to put quotation marks around this string. Okay, and then you see in the example that I need to put a comma after that, and then I need to say where in that particular spreadsheet am I pulling data from. Okay, so if I have multiple tabs, even if I only have one tab, I got to tell which tab to go to. And I'm coming down here to the data tab. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to type data, and I'm going to put an exclamation point, and then I need my string of data points. And so that was column A and row 2 all the way to A, and I believe it's 19. I'm going to go ahead and go to 20 just in case, and close my quotation marks and hit enter. And then boom, now I pull up that data from that particular spreadsheet. So now, what's confusing is, yes, you see import range in this, and so where you see Tim in the cell, in the function bar, you actually see the function. And the rest of these, even though you see the name, it's actually part of this function. And so if I were to delete this, it all goes away because it pulled all that data into that cell. I'm going to undo that so I get it all back. Sometimes, and I guess it's because I already own these particular spreadsheets, it will ask for access. And so it may say an error message, and then you hover over it and it says request access. And if you own both of them, or if you have editing rights to both of those documents, it's just a matter of clicking that button and it'll all of a sudden pull through the scores or the data. So now I need to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to actually pull this over. Okay, so you notice it pulled the exact same names over, but I don't want the names again. I want the data, and I'm actually going to pull the data in the the second column here, B. And so I'm going to change these A's, B's, enter, and it pulls across that data. I'm going to do that again for my other mock data samples, and so I'm going to click on equals, import range, and I'm going to come to my second set of data, and I'm going to find that second to last /, highlight everything to the next /, copy it, come back here, quotation mark, paste that in there, quotation mark, comma, quotation mark, data. I believe it's the data. Nope, it's called total tool number 1. So I got to put that exactly in there. So I'm going to come back here and tool space number 1. Leave. There may not be a space. We'll see if there's an error message comes up highlighting or exclamation point. Come back, and I want to pull the students again. So I need A2 to A. I'm going to do A2, A20 again. So A2, A20. Close it out. Enter. And there come my names again. So there was a space in between tool and the number. So there's my names. Yeah, I know they're the same because it's the same fake data from different spreadsheets, but it's okay. We get the idea. And then I'm going to do the same thing into there. Pull this over and change this to B. Enter. And I'll do it one last time. And this time I'll do equals import. And so click on that. Go to my last data set. Second to last / to the last / copy. Come back here. Quotes. Paste. Quotes. Comma. Quotes. And that one is called data again. So it's data. Data. Exclamation point. I need the names. So that's going to be A2, A20 again. And so there, this one actually has something in that 20th slot. So I want to keep an eye on that. And then I want to pull this over and change this to B. All right. And I'm going to delete those guys. But see, I can't delete those here. So if I delete, it doesn't actually go away. Why? Because it's part of this data set. So I'm going to just go ahead and change this to 19 this time. So it reloads it and gets rid of that last data point there. And so now I've pulled scores from 3 different spreadsheets into this one. So now let's take a look at this. You see here I've got Tim, Carol, and John in this one, and really in all of them. 35, 25, 14. That's what they have. If I go to this spreadsheet, I say, you know what? I want to adjust their scores, or maybe I haven't entered their scores yet. So I'm going to just enter 45, 15, and 100. Okay. I come back to my spreadsheet, and you see that they've already been adjusted. And so they change automatically. And so again, the benefits of this, it's always that forward thinking. You're going to spend some time setting this up in advance. But once it's set up, it will pull data from multiple spreadsheets so that it puts it in one central location. It's pretty neat and pretty slick, especially if you're a coach or assistant principal or maybe a team lead that pulls in data from your team. It's nice to have everything in one clean spot. So ImportRange, a lot of information. The hardest part, again, of this is to just find that spreadsheet key. So look for the second to last / all the way up to the last forward slash, and copy that key and write into the formula, and boom, all of your data gets imported in from other spreadsheets. It's pretty cool, pretty amazing. And so if you notice, when I hit equals and type in import, I can type. There's a couple other ones, and I would check these out here, especially the import HTML, imports data from tables, lists, at web pages. So in web pages. So I would check that out too. So if you see a chart or an item within a web page, you can actually pull data from a website and bring it into a Google Sheet. So it's pretty cool. Something I would definitely check out. So if you've got some time to check out the other import items, do so. So enjoy.